So while Admetus and the whole household mourned and wept, Alcestis said goodbye to her husband and her children, and feeling herself grow weaker and weaker, lay down on her bed and died. It was just at this moment that Heracles, on his way north in search of the horses of King Diomedes, arrived at the palace, and being an old friend of Admetus, knocked at the door and asked for hospitality. Admetus honored Heracles more highly than any of his friends, and moreover among the Greeks hospitality was one of the most sacred duties of a good man. So he welcomed Heracles into the palace, saw to it that he had a good meal with plenty of wine, and told him nothing about what was happening. "But surely you're in mourning," objected Heracles. "Is it your father or your mother who has died?" "They both live yet," answered Admetus. "Is it then some relation?" asked Heracles, who did not even think that it might be Alcestis. "It's a foreign woman, not related to me in blood," said Admetus carefully. "Well, if that's all," replied Heracles, much relieved, "I'll accept your hospitality, though I know it's burdensome when guests come to a house of mourning." "Whoever had died," said Admetus firmly, "you should still find a ready welcome here. The guest chamber is far away from the place of mourning, so we will not distress you with any sounds of grief." Only half satisfied, Heracles, who was weary after his long journey, settled down to supper, ate well, and drank a large quantity of wine. Meanwhile, Admetus and the mourners left the palace, carrying the body of Alcestis on a bier towards the burial ground at some distance from the city. They were hardly out of sight when Heracles came striding out of the guest room, a wreath round his head, singing lustily. There he met the house steward, an old man who was devoted to Alcestis and could not restrain his tears.